Elders Forum, in case you're wondering what that acronym is, right? Okay, moving on. Jack Rich regains freedom from custody of security agencies. Moving forward now, breaking, there's a story about, passengers thrown into lagoon as bus crashes on Third Mainland Bridge. And looks like it's a drink and driving situation. Okay. Again, gunmen kill 5, abduct 1 in Benue State. You failed as minister. Governor, Northern Youth tackle Kwankwaso over comment on insecurity. They say you failed both as a minister and as a governor. Really? Okay, we'll move on to other issues, right? You lack powers to sack Aburi. Aburi-led National Working Committee. Labour Party knocks NLC. Interesting times in Nigerian politics, isn't it? Better Edu threatens to sue BBC over alleged defamation. Moving forward, Edo, my impeachment will not stand, says Shaibu. And then Eid Fitri, I think police car set ablaze by hungry mobs as NSCDC personnel kill woman. Sad. Abuse of social media causing mental illness among students. This is according to UI Imam. Lagos. These are the hot topics that we have. Today is Wednesday, so I have a very special guest joining me in the studio today. I'll let you in on who he is after the break. Stay with us. This is the Evening Rush. Welcome.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
All right, Lagos, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. So let's get started with that incident that has to do with Eid, right? As serious confusion erupted in Gusau, Zamfara State capital, as personnel of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) shot a woman to death while attempting to pursue some hoodlums. NSCDC that just started carrying gun when, you may say. All right. It was reported that a terrible incident occurred while Muslim faithful gathered at the Eid praying ground, observing prayers, saying that there was outrage and unrest among residents, which led to serious tension in the area. Eyewitnesses' accounts said that operatives of the NSCDC were pursuing suspected hoodlums who were armed with dangerous weapons, pointing out that the NSCDC personnel opened fire indiscriminately, resulting to the tragic death of an innocent woman. It was also gathered that an angry mob gathered and set the operational vehicle of the police ablaze for killing an innocent woman as they protest over the incident. Now, the state police command spokesperson ASP Yazid Abubakar confirmed the incident, saying that 2 personnel of the NSCDC associated with the incident have been arrested. All right, so joining me in the studio is Professor Abugo. Professor Abugo is a professor of law, commercial law, and he's also a senior advocate of Nigeria. I'm never going to forget that. You're welcome, Professor Abugo. Oh, by the way, he's Barrister Darlington's lecturer. Good evening, sir, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Precious.
Thank you, Sansa.
Good to see you.
Feels so good to call you that.
It is.
Welcome, sir. So this very sad incident on a day that Muslims are celebrating the relief, of the Ramadan fast.
It's unfortunate indeed.
Very unfortunate.
And we'll pray for the repose of the soul of the deceased woman.
Amen. Amen.
And may the family be consoled. Now, but all that tells
I wanted to say, is that enough?
No. All that tells you is that something we are all familiar with. Life is very cheap in Nigeria.
Oh, jeez.
So cheap. To the extent that even security personnel who are charged with responsibility to bear firearms, very many of them lack adequate training in the art of handling firearms. And that is what has just happened. Very unfortunate. You could see from the report that these civil defense security personnel, they had the vehicle, they were chasing somebody or some persons, and that person ran into a praying ground. By all modicum of security training, that is not an environment where a security personnel should use his firearm. But that's the state of training that these personnel, have had. Most unfortunate.
Oh, wow, so sad. So speaking about that, we did hear about the incident of a Nollywood actor who just died following stuffs like this too. They went to shoot somewhere across the river Niger, and I guess without a life jacket, and they died in that process. It's very, very sad, and it's looking like a case too many, one case too many in Nollywood. Do we call this pure recklessness, or do we say people ought to be a bit more careful? Or is it that, just like you said, that we don't pay premium attention to lives? I was going to say that.
Yes. We say someone is reckless when you fail to take the degree of caution you also have exercised in any circumstance. As it is today, when you go shooting and you have to get on a river or on the ocean, what was the quality of both that they use for the exercise?
Shouldn't there even be a standard? I was going to say, do we have standard in any industry in Nigeria, really?
Well, there should be standards, and I reasonably think that there are standards, but it's unfortunate.
So, for those who may not know, Nollywood actor Junior Pope Odomodo passes away after his boat capsized in a river while returning from a movie shoot. Now, the popular Nollywood actor Junior Pope was among 4 actors who lost their life. 4 actors who lost their lives on their way back to relocation for a movie production. It was gathered that unfortunate incident happened today, Wednesday, April 10, along Anam River in Anambra State. Earlier today, Junior Pope shared a video. In fact, I think I need to play a bit of sound bites by that video, because he shared a video of himself taking a boat yesterday and praying frantically while crossing. Let's take a listen to him while on that video.
Yeah, bros. Don't leave me there, bro. No best.
So that's him telling the boat driver.
Don't leave me there, bro. No. Don't leave me there, bro. I got 3 children. I be go raise them. I got 3 children. I be go raise them. Bros, I'm back. Oh,
no
Jesus.
Life jackets in sight. No, I'm telling you.
In that voice.
Yes.
At the inception of that trip. Palpable fear in his voice.
No life jackets in sight.
Bros, I beg. I got 3 children. I be go raise them. I beg. Take a small. Don't like this is a risk. Swag nation, see the risk we take. It's okay like this, I beg. Don't speak. See the risk we take, people, to entertain you. Live on direct on River Niger. Whoa. Oh, this water they hit under. You don't go boss, Abi.
So that's some turbulence. There's a turbulence of your stomach, yeah. And that was his body being carried. That was his body being carried, yeah.
That both, is small and doesn't have the capacity.
Also, it's the normal. You're from River right now. You know how we do this thing now. It's a normal flying boat now,
exactly.
And you know how it gradually turned ordinary canoe to flying boat.
Yes.
Once you put an engine in it, it becomes a flying boat, and then you move. So shouldn't that be a standard in all of this? And who actually checks all the standard? Is that part of the duties of Ministry of Transportation? Or do we hold the states and local governments accountable? Because I hate that things like this happen in Nigeria and nobody takes responsibility.
Yes.
Absolutely nobody takes responsibility.
Regulation of transportation within the inland waterways in this country is very poor. It's very poor. Very, very poor. So you find that in most riverine communities, the people decide the quality or standard of both they use, whether for fishing or whether for transportation. Sometimes the number of persons who will board a boat is not regulated. You see cases of overloaded boats, being upturned by violent current, and you see people being headed into a boat without security gadgets, without floating devices in the case of an accident. And it just goes on and on. Very poorly regulated terrain, I must say.
And nobody just takes responsibility. So this just goes that way.
Yes, it is.
A life is lost and life goes on
that's why
for those who are living.
Life is so cheap in this country.
This is sad. Very, very sad. As I said, may their soul rest in peace.
Amen.
All right, so let's move on to other conversations. It's really scary. Okay, so let's begin the conversation with a recap of some incidents. Still within the Rivers area, Sobomabo Jack Rich, of course, Igberi Papa has regained his freedom after spending 48 hours in the custody of security operatives. Now, Jack Rich was the 2023 governorship candidate of the National Rescue Movement, NRM, and he was forcefully arrested by men dressed in military uniform on Monday. The operation at his residence in Digima River State led to death of 2 of his aides. So far, it's still not very clear as to, details of his release, but he's been released. A lot of people, queried or probably inquired from the Nigerian police, River State Police Command, and they were told that first it was like a kidnap, because people said there were sporadic shootings that led to the death of the aides and all that, and the people came in military van, but they inquired from the commissioner of police of the police commission River State, who confirmed that he was held by one of their sister security agencies, and then we got to hear that he was held by the Nigerian army or captured by the Nigerian army. Would you like to chime in on this? I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. But do you think this is actually linked to the Kwama incident? Because a lot has been happening within the riverine communities of Rivers, Bayelsa, and Delta State since the Kwama incident.
Precious, I think they are all connected. And since the Okwama incident, one recurrent question, which even the military and the security forces have not been able to answer, is when did the settlement of boundary disputes become the function of the Nigerian army? And when did it become that even if there was a conflict, it is the army that now has the responsibility of investigating such incidents? The Chief of Defense Staff has come out to say that there was in existence a joint task force, and this joint task force, was constituted to address issues of crude oil theft, oil bunkering in that area. Okay, that in itself.
So how did that become a peacekeeping mission?
Exactly, that itself contradicts the initial statement of the army that
and not just the army, even the presidency said it was peacekeeping.
It was peacekeeping, so that contradicts the whole of it. And then it is also contradictory that the incident that happened involved only military personnel. The Navy were not part of that joint force contingent. The police were not part of that joint force contingent. Just military men, a commanding officer, two majors, and other rank and file soldiers, So again, you also heard of how, in furtherance of going after the culprits in the Kwama incident, the residence of elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark, was invaded in Kiagbodo, and it was stormed again in military style, And they
said they didn't know it was his house.
And they didn't know it was his house.
But how wouldn't you have known? Was there no intelligence?
Exactly.
I'm wondering.
And here again, you have the residence of, another prominent Nigerian, Jack Rich, a presidential candidate in this country. He ran election in this country. He is a major player in the oil industry. Are you saying the security forces in River State does not know where his residence is?
They said he's a former militant. I guess he knows something that you don't know.
So you can't invite him, and then you go in commando style to his residence with sporadic shooting meant to intimidate, meant to coerce, and then lives are lost. Is life so cheap? It's unfortunate the way these things have been done.
And who takes responsibility for the lives that were lost?
Well, ask the federal government.
Okay, because, it wasn't just quite 2 weeks after that incident. We saw the Borno attack on the military.
Yes.
Even though we initially heard about 3 military officials, including the lieutenant, were killed.
Yes.
But the military eventually came out with a statement that it was just the lieutenant that was killed and not 3 military officials.
Yes.
But we didn't hear that I don't want to say venom. I'm almost tempted to
that cry of vengeance.
Yes, we didn't get to hear that anger. That's yes, we didn't hear that. Neither have we heard that any community or those Boko Haram have been, we've not even heard that the Sambisa forest or stuff like that have been raided to ensure that these guys are apprehended. I don't understand.
It's unfortunate what goes on in this country. When you see some of these things, you cannot but come out with the realization that all animals are not equal, that the standard of security operatives in the north and the security operatives in the south are not the same. And you come to this realization when you also find out that the military personnel who perpetuate this high-handedness in the south are of northern origin.
Oh, wow, really?
Oh, yes.
Are you serious about this?
Oh, yes. Give me the name of one commanding officer in the Niger Delta who is from the Niger Delta. The late Ali, is he from Niger Delta?
Okay, all right. Let's go back to other political issues. So, former vice president. So that's just left floating because we don't have answers to a lot of questions.
We don't.
Very sad. But should that be ideal? You're a lawyer, according to law.
Yes.
Should that be ideal? In fact, you're not just a lawyer, you're a professor of law.
Yes, I am.
So, is this an ideal situation? I don't want to say, is this normal?
Under the Constitution and under all the statutes regulating the security forces, investigation of crimes like this are first primarily the responsibility of the Nigerian police. We now have a situation where we now have the army as an integral part of keeping the peace in the country. It is only in war situations that you can see the deployment of the military for internal peacekeeping. But what we have in Nigeria is as if we are having a war with ourselves. We have the regular police force. We have the military police. We have the marine police. We have the Nigerian Navy charged to protect our territorial waters. Where are they? Why is now the military descending and becoming the primary authority for investigation of local crimes? All of this is unconstitutional, and we need the president to call the military to order.
The president gave them order to apprehend the killers of the military men.
Those are part of the aberration.
Why are they not acting in order?
Why was that instruction not given to the Inspector General of Police? So the president tacitly made the army the investigator of a crime committed against his officers and gave the army the authority at all cost, without limitation, without operational limitations, to fish out all those that were responsible.
Is that what his statement means?
That's what it meant. And even when the army itself have come out to say we have identified the culprits, innocent civilians are still held hostage in the name of stop and search operation, condone and search operation. How is that a military exercise?
All right, very sad. So let's move on to other conversations very quickly because we barely have the time. So former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has said the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, should not wait till Friday before disclosing the cost of the Lagos Calabar Highway project. I don't know if you are, if you've been abreast of that conversation.
I read some of it in the
So you recall that on Monday, Atiku had faulted the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's led administration for awarding the 700-kilometer Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project to Gilbert Chagre's High Tech Construction Company Limited. Now, among all contractors in the world, why Chagre? Why him? And why was it not open to bidding? So that the worthy of them all takes the contract. So, in fact, he says, without any evidence of competitive bidding or a decision by the Federal Executive Council, FEC. Now, Atiku claimed that the award was cloaked in many in mystery because Umahi declined to reveal the contractual amount. As a matter of fact, he also said or asked why the Tinubu's administration released 1.06 trillion naira for the pilot phase of the project, which covers just 47 kilometers of that project and makes for about 1.06% of the project. So he never even reached anywhere. It makes for about 6% of the project rather. So it's not gone anywhere. We still have a long way to go. Right. 0.06%. Yeah. So that's it. And then he also did query that why should that project actually start from Eco Atlantic? Why not from Calabar? What's the choice behind, its start point and then terminating at Lekki deep sea port if it's a federal contract? So reacting, Umahi in a statement issued through his special advisor on media, Oju Uchenna, promised that the total cost and breakdown of the projects will be made available to the public on Friday. And Atiku Abubakar is not having it. He's saying that why wait till Friday? Why can you not talk now? Why do you have to wait till Friday? So do you think that this is a kind of criticism and opposition that Nigerians need?
Right on target.
Oh,
We
wow.
need a vibrant opposition. We're in a democratic system of government, and the opposition should be very, very vibrant. To that extent, I welcome this discourse.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I need to say about this is that you put your finger on it, in passing. This is a developing story. The Lagos-Calabar project, it's one very vital transportation project in this country. And I don't want to believe that it started today. It's been conceived for a very, very long time. And I do have this respect, for civil engineers within the Federal Ministry of Works and within the Federal Ministry of Transportation in conceiving some of these, transportation projects meant to link the various parts of this country. So I do not believe that the project started today. Before now, certainly there's been some survey that has been done. A route has been mapped out for this project. Preliminary studies have been done for this project. And
But by the way, landmark, big tourist sites in Nigeria or hospitality
Are connected.
it's supposed to be demolished. Part of it is supposed to be demolished because of this project.
Exactly. So I don't believe that it is a fresh conception. And so what we need is publicity, openness, in the execution. So like former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has just mentioned, was there an invitation for bids for this project?
None that we know, or none that is open to the public.
If there was one, that's why I say it's
Yes.
a developing story. So it is good criticism to say, look, where is the invitation for bids for this project? When were these bids opened? Who were those who applied? What was the result of the bid? And what was the basis
Exactly.
for the award of the contract?
Absolutely.
So let's wait. Friday is not very far. Maybe we're going to get more information. That is why I say it's a developing story.
Okay.
But it's good tackling by the opposition.
Okay.
Yes.
Apt.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So moving on, another, perhaps apt questioning could be the Accord Party today calling on the federal government to intensify efforts at stabilizing prices of commodities in the country, saying the appreciation of the naira against the US dollar is not reflected in the prices of commodities. In fact, prices are still going high.
Yes.
It's not reflecting.
Yes.
The other day I priced rice 88 naira, today 90,000 naira. So you're just wondering,
Yes.
are we going up or coming down? And then the Lagos State chairman of the party, Mr. Dele Oladiji, made the call in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria. Oladiji said Nigerians were seriously anticipating a reversal of rising prices of consumer goods and food items in the country.
There are many factors affecting prices. The relationship between the Nigerian naira
And dollar.
and dollar, and
The long
indeed
distance
all-
relationship?
Yes,
The long distance relationship?
Very long distance, and indeed all the other major foreign currencies.
Okay.
Is one is one, because most of the manufacturing concerns, they are dependent on imports, and these imports are denominated in foreign currencies. And so, yes, and some of these orders, they are not spot orders. Most of these companies would order for commodities that you're going to use in another 3 months' time, because it probably take around 3 months for the vessel that will bring those commodities to berth in Lagos or Port Harcourt or elsewhere. So when they order today, at a time when the price of the dollar is 1,800 naira, you don't expect to see changes in the price of their commodities until about 3 or 4 months' time.
So dollar needs to be stable for a while before anything
needs
can
to be
happen.
stable for a very.
But now, if dollar gets
and
stable,
that's just one component, Precious.
All right, because I was going to ask another question. So, but let me let you know.
It also comes to the issue of custom duties. You import goods, they arrive at the port, and then within the past 2 months, the rates applicable or
have been adjusted.
Have been adjusted about 5 times. And so you import, for example, a simple thing as a Kumbi bus for local transportation. Okay, it gets to Apapa Wharf, and then a rate of exchange is applied. The importer had to pay that price in relation to the cost of the dollar at that point in time, not at the point when he imported that vehicle. All his projections as to the cost of that vehicle and how much it can be sold for changes automatically. And by the time he's looking for resources to match the rate of the dollars at that point, demurrage has accumulated on the vehicle. So when it comes out, how do you then expect that the cost of transportation that that vehicle is going to be used for will reduce so quickly? It will not.
And then another thing I wanted to say, this current...
And then there's fuel.
Okay. I was still going to say
and then there's electricity tariff.
I was going to mention the electricity tariff. You took it off my mouth. And I was going to mention the electricity. I was telling someone yesterday I have a business owners are crying. I have a business owner that an electricity subscription that used to last for like one month.
Yes.
It's now lasting for about a week or a week and a half.
Yes.
And the next thing to do is to put the cost in the product.
Otherwise you won't. You
and that means costs will still go up again.
Exactly. So how.
So how will government not bring down this inflation? Because the federal government has also told us. I mean, the president told us himself graciously that we shouldn't worry that inflation is going to come down very soon because the dollar is responding fine. But do you see this happening with the current Minister Adelabu's? And he's still promising us that the tariff will still go higher. Remember that this is IMF and World Bank's recommendation.
Yeah, what I think is happening is that the Tinubu-led government is trying to apply extreme capitalism principles. In other climes, the manufacturing industry is subsidized. The agricultural industry is subsidized. Transportation is subsidized. But we now have a situation where subsidy is being tagged an anti-people thing. Nothing was wrong in subsidizing, in my view, in subsidizing petroleum products. Nothing is wrong in subsidizing the manufacturing industry. Take, for instance, the Bank of Industry was set up to be able to subsidize loans to the manufacturing sector. So there's nothing wrong with those concepts. What was wrong was the fact that subsidy for the petroleum industry was being abused, was corrupted. And rather than tackle that corruption, the baby and the bathwater had been thrown away and Nigerians are suffering.
Okay, so all right, let's move quickly. Today's Eid. Sadly, there's been quite a lot of sad stories. I just did mention the death of, someone in Zamfara State by a stray bullet, and we mentioned the death of Junior Pope. And now some people died, along the 3rd Mainland Bridge.
Yes.
Because of reckless driving. It could be a drink and drive situation. and all that. What do you think we need to do? You know, the road has been very smooth, you know, after the repair by the federal government. What do we need to do to ensure that we have less of this? There are actually cautions, though, as per speed limits and all that.
Yes.
How do we ensure, especially public transport, commercial drivers, adhere to the speed limit? I don't drive more than 80 on top of Third Mainland. Just like the man, Junior Popo, shouting, I have my children, no, to 3, no, I'm the only parent, too, I'm the only child of my parents, too. I always have my heart in the mouth. I ensure that I'm not in so much of a hurry to drive beyond 80. So what can we do to ensure that that is really enforced? Because, you know, we have, in saner countries, there are cameras that can monitor your speed and ticket you immediately and all that. Can that be applicable? Would that help?
You know, we have vehicle inspection officers,
VIO.
popularly called VIO.
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen VIO operating in commercial parks where commercial vehicles load and carry goods?
I've barely even seen them hold commercial drivers.
Exactly. You only see them, you know, in major streets within the city, highbrow areas, trying to, you know, harass, in my view, you know, intimidate, you know, middle-income earners, you know, where's your paper, where's your roadworthiness certificate, and all of that. And all of that is done perfectionly based on paper. You know, they don't inspect your vehicle and say, oh, you know, your brake light is not working, your tire is worn, you know, you need to replace this one, you need to replace this one, we're giving you paper, go to so center and make sure that this one tire is replaced, this broken light is fixed. That's not their duty. That's not what that's not what they do. But that's what they are supposed to do. You know, you go to popular commercial transportation loading centers and you see vehicles, you know, there is no relationship between the weight they carry and the weight of the vehicle. You will see straps, you know, raised up high to be able to hold on and contain goods, you know, overshooting the very height of those vehicles. Buses, you see a bus that has an 18 passenger capacity and then you see 26 people sitting in it, sandwiched, you know.
So really sandwiched, really?
Yes.
It really looks like sandwich.
Oh yes, it's sandwiched, you know. So these things, we have institutions that are supposed to monitor them, and if they apply proper standards, there are points where they can deliver effective monitoring. I mean, we don't have patrol vehicles, for example, to patrol the Third Mainland Bridge so that if a vehicle speeds more than, 80 kilometers, it is flagged off and somebody at the other end, says, park. We don't have those facilities. I've always said it. I said, look, our leaders, they go to all the highbrow cities in the world, and they see police patrols, walkie-talkie, cameras, control centers and all of that. But there is no city in Nigeria that has an effective street patrol system with walkie-talkies, with control centers where crimes can, at short notice, criminals running can be traced.
Shouldn't we have that in major road like Third Mainland and other roads?
Let's just copy. Even Abuja doesn't have it. Lagos doesn't have it. So we don't even have a pilot city where effective...
Or can do a copy and paste,
No, not even a pilot city where these things that we see abroad are being implemented. And yet, annually we roll out budget in trillions of naira. We, release money as security votes for governors, ministers, and president. Come on.
All right. So sorry, I don't mean to spoil your day or ruin your day, but I have another sad story to quickly let you in on. Apologies. So we hear that gunmen have carried out another deadly attack in 2 local government areas of Benue State, killing a total of 5 people and kidnapping a woman. While 5 people were killed in Agatu and Gwef, West local government areas, multiple injuries were reported in Apa local government area. Residents said the incident happened between Sunday and Monday in different locations in the state, but was just, reported to the news today. In Agatu local government area, locals said armed invaders attacked Ikpele village on Sunday evening, killing 4 individuals, including 1 beheaded and 3 with amputations. That is the cut hand, cut leg, cut. Jesus.
Cringing, right?
Oh, Another attack in West Local Government area. The life of 1 person, bringing the total casualties from the Sunday invasion to 5. Now, we also did hear that the council chairman of Agatu Local Government Council, Yakubu Ochekpo, highlighted the need for enhanced security support to repel these attacks, especially at becoming one too many in the Duma axis of the state. He decried the recent invasion in Ipele village. He said they were armed headers that have arm, not cattle, from Ogumugbo, attacked villagers returning home after previous assaults, resulting in fatalities, injuries, and property damage. Efforts to obtain a comment from the state police public relations officer, of course, proved abortive. Yet another life. Just last week, this same Benue State incident claimed about 25 lives from Kogi State because there was a spillover of the case to Kogi State, where some of the headers thought that these villagers ran to. And then this again. How do we bring an end to this? I hate when we call numbers like we're counting chicken. Chicken is even fine.
We keep saying life is so cheap.
Why?
And you see, Precious, sometimes I'm a bit cautious because we don't know the full extent of the security architecture that the military, the police, that they have on ground. But the only thing visible that we're seeing, it does appear that there's actually no architecture. Look, we have
nothing, not police, not nothing.
Yes, no structure on ground, because this is Borno, this is Benue, this is Kaduna. Okay, now, keeping the peace or security in these areas, what do we know about this structure? In one of these reports, some of the killings happened on a highway for 2 successive days that the hoodlums, operated. Why is the Joint Task Force policing that area? Or it's only in the Niger Delta that they have Joint Task Force between Army and Police and Navy? Where are the roadblocks in those areas? Why is it that there are no intervention forces that can be called within 2-3 hours to respond to an attack? And these attacks are happening in headquarters of local governments. It's one thing to say that they're happening in the provinces, villages, far away from, town centers, major city centers. But these are happening in local government headquarters. And I had occasion to say the other time that we should begin to question the elites in the north as to the security architecture they have conceived and implemented for the safety of the people in the north. I also read in one of these, trending news today, of the northern youths telling Alhaji Kwakwanso that you were a former chief of defense staff.
Oh, yes.
You were a former governor.
They said he failed. They told him he failed as both.
Those are the kind of interaction I want them to
They told him, I was surprised. That Nigerians are very respectful. In fact, let me go through that conversation now that you started it. Let me let Nigerians into it.
The kind of interrogation we need.
So the Coalition of Northern Youth Movements, CNYM, has warned the presidential candidate,
Yes.
They warned their elder, warned the presidential candidates of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, against negative comments on the country's security situation. You recall that the former governor of Kano State, while speaking with journalists shortly after the NNPP National Executive Council meeting in Abuja last week, lamented the security crisis rocking the nation. Kwankwaso expressed optimism that Nigeria Army has the capacity to tackle the crisis, lamented that the people can no longer go to the farm they are also being chased rather from their villages and towns. In fact, quoting him, he says, our children are daily abused and taken away by criminals and bandits in hundreds. But reacting, the coalition of the Northern Youth Movement issued a statement today, Wednesday, by its president, Dr. Tauba Issa. They said the NNPP national leader failed to tackle the security issues when he served as the Minister of Defense in Kano State.
No, Minister of
Defense in the country,
federal,
and also
yes.
as the Kano State governor, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
So you were minister, as a defense minister, it was your work, your duty to ensure that,
Yes.
you were in charge on top of the security situation in the
And
country. What did you do?
You were apprised of the level of insecurity in that area.
Absolutely.
And
Because this whole thing did not start today.
No, it didn't.
Okay, so that's what they told him. And just like you said, I'm wondering that mind that they have to say that. In fact, they said part of the statement reads that we are also aware of the brand of political extremism that Kwankwaso propagates in Kano State, which spreads to other parts of the northwest and mutated into banditry.
Yes, when you play politics without standards.
Mutated into banditry since the militant supporters of the Kano politicians reverted to lives of crime in the aftermath of election losses.
I'm sure they know what they are saying.
These are huge accusations.
Oh, yes, huge accusations.
And they're not faceless.
No, they know what they are saying.
In fact, they said it is certainly Kwankwaso's desire to leverage NNPP as a means of spreading such political extremism across the country. Hence, the tantrum when he found out that the current administration is taking steps that will mitigate the spread of any form of extremism. Well, they went on another one.
Yes.
Okay, so do we say we need more of these challenges by the youth? Because these are youth.
Oh, yes, we need to challenge them, interrogate them. What did you do with your security vote as a governor of Kano State? What did you do as chief of defense staff during your tenure? Tell us what you did. What security architecture did you put in place that have been overturned since you left, if indeed such existed? We must continue to ask them questions. And
will they answer?
And
the way you understand Nigerian elites, will they answer?
Earlier, the leaders of today understand some of these things. What goes around comes around. We have seen retired major generals being attacked and killed very, very, very cheaply, either in their homes or on the road or in their farms. When things like that happen, you ask yourself, could these individuals have contributed positively in ensuring security? So today you are in service, you have a paraphernalia of military personnel guarding you, but how does that guarantee you safety on the long run? If the society you preside over is not safe, there is no guarantee with all the security personnel guarding you and every member of your family that you will be safe in perpetuity. So it is better to improve the system. Let us value the life of the common man and put in place measures that will guarantee his security. That way, we, the elites, also protect ourselves.
All right. Okay. So news just coming in has it that looks like Junior Pope has been revived. I hope that is not a rumor. I'm yet to confirm that, but looks like he managed to make it. He's still trying to regain consciousness. Well, that would be an amazing news and a great second chance, refreshing if that news is really correct. Okay, so let's move on to other conversations very quickly. Nigerians are itching to jumping on the phone lines. Okay, I wanted to delve into politics, but I think I should just leave these guys to battle their political battle. The Edo State and the Labour parties. Let's leave them handle their issues. So the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Idu, has threatened to file a lawsuit against the British Broadcasting Corporation BBC for defaming her personality. Idu disclosed this in a letter sent to BBC Abuja and London offices by Counsel Chika Osolo Ojukwu-San. So according to the letter, the suspended minister claimed the BBC reported that 30 billion naira was retrieved from her in the ongoing probe by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The lawyer alleged that the publication, which he described as false, had dented the reputation of his client. Ojukwu asked BBC to retract the article and tender public apology to Edu over the matter within 48 hours. Okay. Edu also is demanding $50 million from the UK-based media organization as compensation and threatening to take legal action against the BBC. Okay.
Precious, I don't know why this is news.
It's news.
Why is it news?
You know, plenty of money is still on the line. We're not yet. EFCC said they found 30 billion, and they've been able to trace 30 billion, and about 50 accounts are under investigation.
If you have a cause of action against the BBC, please go ahead. You know, I don't think it's in my place to, you know, try and.
But it was the EFCC that released the news.
Exactly, and this didn't tell you that the EFCC has been sued by Dr. Edu. You know, so. I won't sit here to conjecture about the merit or otherwise of whether she has a right to sue. Everybody has a right to sue.
But you're a lawyer. That's why you're here.
Yeah, I don't want to analyze whether she has a right to sue or not. So it shouldn't be news at all.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Lagos One lines are open. Let's begin.
What should be news is what the EFCC has told us.
Okay.
That a minister of the Federal Republic, you know, is alleged for 1, 2, 3, 4 infractions. And based upon that, the minister was suspended by the president.
Should it also be news if she's in custody while the investigation is ongoing?
Exactly. Those are the things that we should be interrogating.
So why is she not in custody anyway?
Well, I really don't know.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
You know.
All right. Lagos One lines are open. Let's begin to share your thoughts and reactions on the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. That's the line to call if you want to call us on direct call, right? 0700 903 903 903. You would also like to call 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Precious.
Sir, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's Tony Chogod. Good evening, Professor.
Good evening.
Yeah, I have been praying that I will speak with you one day, and today is the day.
This is the day. Should I sing "You Are Welcome" in the name of the Lord for you?
No, you couldn't have answered that, but you answered it yesterday. So
it's okay.
So, I wanted to. The other time that that was early this year, last year. You said I watched your program with Precious. I was asking myself whether your own professor is different from the ones that we know.
Oh, really?
Because I'm sure your own is different from the so-called professors that we know. So you come, you say the way it is, and then you say the things that many Nigerians know, but nobody within the same college of professors will come out and say it. But they are behind, saying they are being owed. Some amount of that. But yeah, the issue in the north, is it not time we start asking questions whether this thing is a normal business? Because of the kidnapping. Because in the way it goes, just like what is happening. You see what is happening in the Niger Delta. Well, sometimes people will say, oh, why the Igbos or the Southeasterners are behaving the way they are being behaving. I mean, the way they are behaving now. Just look at what happened in the Niger Delta, and look at what happened in the north. Look at the person they released. Day before yesterday, you find out there is this Nigeria that we call our home. There are those who are Nigerians, and there are those who are not. And those who are not are being shown the force of the law.
Oh dear.
Hello?
Yeah, I think we're losing him. Hello, are you there? Hello? All right, Tony Chikudi, if you can hear us, please do what to call back. We'll be glad to hear from you again. Phone lines are still open, 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. You may want to call the WhatsApp line 0817 175 6338. These are the numbers to call us with. Let's see, take a few messages. His Royal Highness BC Nwoko says, Our security agencies are so good in killing innocent people and always behaving unprofessional. This is very unfortunate and shouldn't have happened if we have a standard. Precious, I am totally sad this night. I'll get back to your message. I think Tony Chukudi is back. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, continue, please.
The signal is too poor there in the countryside.
So go ahead, please.
So what I'm trying to say is that there are those who are Nigerians and there are those who are not. So sometimes you sit down and start asking questions about what is going on in Nigeria, about the way people are being treated, about every single thing. It's totally unfair. Okay, the people that are asking the northern elite, what have they? You just ask yourself, these people have been ruling for how many? Have been in power. I have never ever seen any department or ministry or organization that in Nigeria and they mention the person in charge is not from the north. And I'm sure that 80% or 70% of the whole departments of government and organization, everything is headed by somebody from the north.
That's
but
not totally correct.
What is going on there? Sorry?
I said that's not totally correct. But go ahead.
Okay, maybe, but what I'm trying to say, maybe half of it, if not 70 or 80, but I'm sure half of it.
Go ahead, please.
So at the end of the day, what's going on there? The killings, you said that you had counting it, but it's like counting like someone. Every time you on this radio or anything, the only thing that is killing, kidnapping, and the rest of them. But if anything happens in the south, the force will come down there. Then coming to the one you just mentioned, BBC or something, the professor said that this thing is not a news. Precious, you know, when I start to talk again, you say, oh, stop. It's not a news. But why is the BBC not talking about Ganduje? Again, it's the South. I'm not saying that what the minister did is correct, is the right thing. If he has embezzled anything, or if he is being found, or if she's being found of anything, she has to.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Tony Chukudi. I appreciate it. Oh, you like to chime in there? Another angle, yeah? Yes. Okay, interesting. Hello, good evening to you.
Salam alaikum, Precious.
Walaikum salam. Walaikum salam, welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to greet you. I don't have nothing to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me quickly complete that message I was trying to read then. So it then says, Precious, I am totally sad this night with the news of the death of my beloved actor Junior Pope, whom we have heard of rumors of his revival or resuscitation. This is very sad and unfortunate. May his soul... Well, let's not be saying soul first till we confirm that incident, please. Right? Okay, thank you. All right, phone lines are still open, but then let's go. This says, good evening. Assalamu alaikum, Ajia Precious. I told you some times ago that we are lawless people from top to bottom. We have reps and the National Assembly. We, the army, occupy their constituencies, albeit under the illegal construction of the president, and they are not reacting. What is the essence of representative democracy? Would you mind explaining?
Well, my views on this goes beyond the representatives. Precious.
Sir?
You see, if this incident in Okwama, Delta State, were to happen in a state in the United States of America, the governor of that state will first take responsibility. When the military listed 8 individuals as wanted, and one of them, the traditional ruler of the community, went to the police
and surrendered
and said
he should still be in custody, right?
He's still in custody, to the best of my knowledge. Now, if this were to happen in a state in the US, that state will hold that accused person, debrief him, set up their own investigation, the state governor will set up a commission of inquiry with a member of the judiciary, with a member of the police, with a member of the local government, with a member of the State House of Assembly. But instead, because under the existing architecture, the state commissioner of police does not really report directly to the governor. So the accused person that has surrendered himself, the traditional ruler, was handed over to the military. And you know what? The military then set up, trying to cover up some of the things they have done. They then set up a panel of inquiry. The panel of inquiry, consisting about 7 persons, were all military officers. I watched with glee on the television when the members of that military panel then met the governor of Delta State at the annex office in Warri, and they were all seated military officers, and the governor received them and told them that
even the day the governor went to visit the place,
they didn't allow the governor.
This is sad.
So you set up a full-scale military panel after you have condoned of the community, after you have declared certain persons wanted, after the chief of defense staff have come on air to say that and we know the culprit, we're going after the culprit. What are you setting this panel for? And why is the panel a full military panel? Are we under an army of occupation? So these are the aberrations in the system.
So why are the lawmakers quiet?
So in the same vein, if the state governor is so incapacitated, so is it the representative in the National Assembly in Abuja that you think has capacity to call the military to order? They are vastly incapacitated. The state governor has not come out with its own panel. Even if the military wants to do their own show, let the state government show that he also
because he's the one in charge of the state.
Exactly, he has capacity. Let him set up a panel. Let it be that there are 2 panels. Let us see whether the finding of the local panel and the finding of the military panel will have the same conclusion. They will reach the same conclusions. But that's not what we're saying. So it's not just the reps. The state government is also found wanting in this area.
And the House of Assembly?
And the House of Assembly.
There you go. All right. Okay, let me just go back to those messages again. Okay. All right. This here says, all right. Hello, Precious. The only reason why the drop of the dollar doesn't reflect downward movement of commodities is because Nigeria is practicing what economists who think outside the box call a classic example of voodoo economy. I'm coming to react to that. But let me take this call. Hello, good evening to you. Can you help me turn up the volume of your radio set? Good evening.
Hello, Precious.
Sir?
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening.
I greet you too. Good evening.
You chipped in a little question when I guess was saying over the whole thing, and he asked why the Senate and the House of Press keeping quiet over it. Now let me tell you why they keep quiet. Because they enter from the back door, so they cannot open up and tell the truth. You understand what I mean? Because this thing is so appalling in a way that military say that they are having peacekeeping in their country, where police is there, other paramilitaries is there. It is so bad. That is why the Senate and the House of Press even keep quiet. Even the governor himself cannot open up and say what is right. Because I know that the power, he has no power. How can a commissioner of police cannot listen to a governor of a state? He answer a commissioner IG of a police and the president. Look at what the president are saying. Because they know that they enter from the back door and he's still hurting them. That is what I want to tell you. My name is Mr. Madi calling from AG. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Madi. Does the electioneering process have anything to do with all of this?
No, I think it has to do with the culture of not wanting to antagonize or offend the center.
Perhaps that's where he's going.
Yes, we seem to have this thing, I mean, when a governor goes to greet the president, he kneels down. When he wants to shake the hand of the president, he does so with both hands. When he wants to shake the president, he doesn't look the president in the eye and say, "Good afternoon, sir."
Not like we see in the US that governors are challenging the president.
Yes, because they stand by the Constitution. They know the limitation of their powers. But here, whether if it is your party, this party at the state that is the same party at the center, then it's complete loyalty, complete vulnerable loyalty, bereft of originality, bereft of a sense of independence. And then if the state, the party at the state is different from the one at the center, then again, antagonism will castrate you. You will be castrated, you will be incapacitated, you won't be able to function, you won't be able to deliver. So even though you wear the toga of PDP or Labour Party at the state level, you must subdue, antagonism and, curtail so that you may be able to some relevance. That's what is happening.
So how do we call this democracy? How do we get it right then?
Is it democracy? We are running a unitary system of government in the name of a democracy.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, this is coming from Austino from Olodia Papa, by the way, the one that spoke about voodoo economy. Okay, and this here says, "Good evening, beautiful precious. Nigeria is under siege in our own country by some people. Oh Lord, save your land." Okay, you said a lot. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, precious. Good
Sir,
evening.
good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Prof.
Good evening.
This is Ijeoma from Ejigbo.
Ima, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I want to ask President Bola Tinubu, is he no longer Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Have you voted another?
The last I know, he is the President and Commander-in-Chief.
Is he not on this army?
So that
I want to know what is really happening. Is it because Tinubu is from the south that he cannot be able to command the armed forces? But everywhere in the world, that the president of any country is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Why is Bola Tinubu incapacitated? What is happening? That is what I want to know. I'm so confused that he cannot do anything. What Jimmy was doing, is he not aware? The Okoma community, is he not aware? Is he not the one that asked them to go there? Is he not the one that appointed all the chiefs, service chiefs? So I'm wondering what is happening. Is this a different democracy altogether? Please, I want an answer to you.
All right, sir, are these valid questions and concerns?
I will leave them in the public domain.
So
and pray that, President Tinubu
would hear and react accordingly. Okay, so just another development from actor Junior Pope's incident. Emeka Rulers, who's the Actors Guild of Nigeria president, has reacted. He said, "What God cannot do does not exist. Junior Pope is alive. He is taking treatment in the hospital."
Oh, wonderful.
Sounds like an amazing news.
God be praised.
Amazing news.
God be praised.
Amazing news. I can imagine the excitement and joy, in his family. Well, awesome news. Okay, going back to our phone lines now. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening, Oga, in the studio.
Oga can hear you. Go ahead.
So, okay, like the last man that asked whether Tinubu do not know or know what is happening in the Delta State. They know all these things. Or because the way they take over government, the way they enter inside government. The agreement, I always say it, your agreement that does not usually reach with all these northerners. I said the northerners are the problem of this country. See, And what all this president and the governors, what they know is how to do is to use police, use army to kill innocent citizens. So this is not today that it started. So now the army or whatever, they have killed how many people in that data, demolish their houses, do all sorts of things, and they are still looking for those that kill their members. When somebody, like the way we say it in our language, it's just like when somebody do something for you and you do back, have you not retaliated? Have you not taken part? Have you not? It should not be okay. You kill those people, they kill your army, and how many people have you killed now? And you are still arresting people. Why are they still arresting people? Nigeria should ask, why are they still arresting people? They have retaliated. It's not the same way. It's not all these houses that they are done now. We just go and rebuild it after all these things. So Nigeria will never be okay until all this set of people vanish from the land.
All right, my brother. No, I can't let you. I can't let you say that. So
Precious,
please, sir.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
It is very wrong to say that the Northerners are the problem of this country.
I was also going to mention
they
that.
are average Northerners who, if you live with them, if you do business with them, you find that they are truly nature God-fearing people.
Fantastic. I have quite a number of them as business partners and friends. I do.
And then even down south, there are some of us too
that have worse characters. I was going to say that too.
If anything, we should be pointing our hands at the elites across board.
The exact people who are our problems.
Who are responsible.
I agree with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm Sonny by name.
Sonny, where are you calling from?
Casablanca.
Go ahead. Welcome.
Okay. So I want to talk on this Nigerian issue generally. You see, like I usually say, that Nigeria can never make any progress.
No, it will make. Please, can we just stop all of those negative comments, please?
No, man,
please. No. Please. This is a national radio. Just so you know, it's not a YouTube channel alone. It's a national terrestrial radio. Please.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Make progress.
So go straight to the point.
Okay.
All of these contributions are designed to ensure that we make positive progress.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay. So back to what I'm saying. We have what we call total rascality in every sector of our life. Everybody that has uniform on him, be it LASMA, be it police, be it FRO, those on the road, federal road safety, be it military, everybody taking advantage of the other. We have a system, we practice oppression. An average Nigerian lives more like a slave in his land. He doesn't have a right to question some things. Those who we vote for or who rig themselves into the position of authority, they have become the managers of the slave camp. Nigeria is more of a slave camp, and we now have become their subject and slave. And through tribal division, ethnic division, religious division, they have succeeded in making us believe that we are the enemy to ourselves. They are not the enemy. So that's why when I going back to the word that I initially said, that you say I shouldn't mention that on radio and all that. That's why I say making progress is a marriage, by the way. So those who have been outside country, we are military, soldiers avoid civilian. When a civilian has an issue with soldier, the soldier will hand the civilian over to the police. They are the one in charge of civilian issue, not soldier. But here, soldier do it all. Soldier go for divorce case. Soldier go for boyfriend and girlfriend case. If you have somebody who work for you, who has a soldier as a friend, and the person mismanage your business, you take that person to police station. He will call a soldier friend to intervene. All sort of rubbish. You see, people boast that I have a friend or I have a brother who is a soldier. So you can break the law, you can do anything because you have somebody who is a soldier. And those so-called soldiers and uniform men forget to understand that these civilians are the one paying your salary. The tax, our taxes, the gun you are wearing is from our money. The salary you earn is for our money. The uniform you wear is from our money. We deserve respect. The Constitution give you a limited duty, a limited function where you should stop. But in our country, because of the rascality and everybody do anyhow, there's no law, there's no rules of law. Things have gone so bad that we don't know where Nigeria will start to get good. That's the issue. At what point, where do we start? Every sector, there is corruption, there is impunity. The soldier on the road is acting out of order. The one in the office, when you get to complain to him, because the one on the road brings return to him, he will cover him up. Same thing with the police, same thing with the LASMA, same thing with the federal safety. Every agency, the civil servants, the same thing. Those at the lower office operate with the protection of those at the higher office, because they give return. So the country, Nigeria, to be good, I don't know from where we are going to start. We are just talking and talking and talking, but there's no action. The worst of it is the justice. Our judges are the ones that have destroyed Nigeria, because the judges are the ones.
All right, it's okay. It's okay. I have to let you go now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, but again, I do say that you'd have to really mind your language of life radio.
Very sweeping accusations.
Please. And then let me also, I was waiting for you to talk before I answer you. I have been a civil servant before, and I never took bribe from anybody. I come from a civil servant background. There are don't say that. There are hundreds and thousands of civil servants who have character and come. Oh God, that's not true. I'm not going to let you sweep everybody. I mean, if everyone in Nigeria is that corrupt or that bad, then that means the country is done for now. No, it's not. That's your perception. That may be your opinion, because you have the right to your opinion. No, I'm not letting you talk. I let you talk. So would you let me talk? I let you talk. Okay. You don't make such sweeping generalization. You don't do that. Do you understand? There are still police. I know police officers who are very honest. I went to the police station to bail someone, and I didn't pay a dime. I didn't have to call anybody. The police officer, upon seeing me, said, no. We rectified the issue, and I was like, is it for free? Can I find something? He said, don't give anybody anything. That's a police officer. So there are army officers who are also that good. So please don't generalize issue. That you have a pocket of people who you think may be doing things that are a bit away from their official duties doesn't mean that everyone is. I know you make such general statement, and that's actually an offense to the people, an abuse, an insult to those who are actually doing their job diligently. Please.
You discourage them.
I thought based on experience.
That is your experience. Your experience, does not make for that general statement. That's what I'm trying to say. So it would have been fair if you said a few or some, but you don't say every. No. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Let me let you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's been nice speaking with you. Okay, here you go. That's the kind of thing I get to face every day. Okay, Kenechiko from First Like says, if the military are now doing the job of the police, does it mean that the office of the IGP is vacant? Tell me, so that I can go and apply for the position. Go and apply now. They'll take you. Precious, better you do sue BBC. Better you do sue BBC, because they are better option for claims. Odom says so. And well, if you send me a very lengthy message, it'll be very difficult for me to read it, because well, let me try. This says okay, unfortunately, I don't have time for all that. Who are the real architects of people's misfortune? And my answer is Nigeria and Nigerians, and not until we realize the situation we're in, nothing happens. So Nigerians have to take action by themselves. Do you agree?
Yes.
Wow. How do they start? How do they begin?
This thing is circuitous. The market woman wants to cheat you. The transporter wants to cheat you. You too, you want to cheat somebody. You want to take advantage. And we forget that what comes around goes around. It touches everybody. When there's fuel scarcity, I was telling someone, I said, look, when there's fuel scarcity, you just find that filling station owners immediately begin to extort. Okay? And the argument, the same thing, those who sell lace, who sell fabric, who sell jewelry, once there is a differential in the price of the dollar today, they increase their prices. And I was telling someone, I said, do you understand the logic of that? It simply means that at the time I bought at 1,000 naira. I added a profit margin of 300 naira. So I'm supposed to be selling at 300 naira. But immediately I know that the price of this good has changed. If I were to buy it today, I then shift my price as if I bought it today. And the logic is that if I don't sell at that price, I won't have money to go back to buy my wares.
Because I've actually interrogated quite a number of them. What they say is actually within that line, they claim that if I don't add money,
yes,
by the time I finish selling and I think I've made profit,
yes,
if I go back to buy again and I buy it, that means I'm investing more capital to buy.
You should,
because I'm adding more, even my profit and the capital to buy.
You should.
Oh,
you
wow.
should add capital. Because you bought at a price, you had a profit margin at that price, you need to exhaust that stock at that price. If you don't, if you increase the price, you are extorting.
All right. Okay, so let me go to YouTube. I have quite a number of messages here. Benjamin Jr. says, what's happening in Nollywood? Most of the reactions is about Pope's issue. All right, may God grant them. Okay, I see a lot of your messages, so I just mentioned your names. Elijah Peace, I see you. Ngozi Ilu, I see you. Udoli Sir Franklin, Kene Ezike, thank you. Lindsay Korn says, the low-cost president. Okay, apologies. Jessica says, Precious, what is this? Okay, Benjamin, I see you. Okay, Jessica Becky says, do you remember when it happened in Turkey? How many years ago? And the Lebanon is like this. It started. And then Kenezike, I think you said something about there was a time. Yeah, I said I think you took a step down topic about speaking a certain way while in a body of waters. You said so. Yeah, I did have such a step down conversation. I see you. Blessing Pierre, I see you. Thank you so much. Okay, you said, oh boy, not again, talking about the painful death, which is not a death right now anymore. All right. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening. Hi, Precious.
Hi, Faulkner. You're welcome. You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
I'm all right. Hi, good evening, sir. So I'm just gonna be quick.
I
think just to pick where your guest is still just stop. I think everything also lies with our price gouging. So you see, if there is no law that holds kickback, that there's a fully penalty that can stay on this, people will always increase price. People will always add money and things. I think I'll just give you one instance. Is like during the COVID, there was a situation whereby people actually price gouging on the Lysol spray, which was like very cheap before. Then they realized to add more money to it. Government actually fined them. So these are areas that government also needs to look inward to realize that you have to put your foot on ground so that people, because like everybody is a problem. I mean, certain people are the problem. Myself is also included. When we face all this problem, we are not looking for a better country. There are also going to be issues like this. Also, to the issues of the military, Precious, 2010 when my very first time I came back to Nigeria, right? I was driving right, like a day after I landed, I was driving right on airport road. So all I said, so they had a bunch of these, I'm not sure which, they are not military, they're just the guys that has like blue uniform, maybe probably Navy. All I said was, why all this noise? Precious, they chased me right from the toll gate straight to Oslo Highway. Precious, they almost beat the shit out of me, but they couldn't get into the car. So once they realized I was American, they had to let me go. So now just look at that situations, like the whole system is all messed up. Imagine ordinary Nigerian, what they would have done to that person. They would have taken the person back to the barracks. So I mean, the law is just messed up. Like I think government have a lot to do, and hopefully everything's gonna get better.
All right. Okay. So reacting to this, do you think we can really get it right and put our laws to work? Because I don't think it's about having laws that are effective. I think it's about implementing the laws. Or do you think otherwise?
I agree with you. If we have a leader at the top who insists and puts in place structures to ensure that the rule of law applies in all circumstances, we'll begin to see a change. Because inside the impunity, inside the corruption of every Nigerian, we are good-natured people. We are not that bad. But because those who act in impunity get away with the impunity, every other person else questions whether it is paying to be law-abiding. And so impunity thrives.
So when they think of what's the benefit of being law-abiding,
Exactly.
I can't really find a convincing evidence. And you begin to question being law-abiding. A typical example for me would be the traffic lights. Several locations I've been at the traffic lights, and I see the traffic light and I'm waiting.
And you're waiting.
And then I see people passing. I'm like, am I mad
Exactly.
for waiting? Am I something wrong with me for waiting? And why is everyone
They
just...
just look to the left, look to the right,
And they move
see-
on.
and they see that.
And
there's
others
no
will be
vehicle,
hooting the horn at
and
me.
then-
By the time they just bypass me and just go on.
and they bypass you.
Okay. All right, Lagos, thank you so much for this. So let's see if we can take a few calls and then we'll go straight to our step down conversation, because we should have a step down conversation. The day didn't turn out so bad anymore, right? Hello, good evening
Hello,
to you.
Precious.
Yes, please. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Shola.
Shola, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Yes, I just want to chip in,
Go ahead,
because
please.
talking about the state of, will I say, lawlessness in the country. Let me speak on the commercial buses. Unfortunately, some people were lost today.
Yes.
But I don't know if you have had the opportunity of entering these buses before, all these commercial buses, yellow and black. In fact, I don't know, Precious, have you entered those buses before?
Yes, I have. Am I not
It's
a
like
human
a
being?
moving, it's like a moving coffin. You know that you enter these buses and you'll be looking at even the floor of the buses, they are torn. You'll be looking at the tires. And these are vehicles that the vehicle officers are supposed to be.
How are they roadworthy, though?
Hello, you said what?
Go ahead. I was asking the guests how they are roadworthy.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to point out now is that the vehicle officers are not doing their work, and it's not only them. You will see them harassing private vehicle owners, and so Nigeria is a country where we are living in a state of lawlessness, and we are insincere. So when you put all these things all together, it boils down to that fact that we are just deceiving ourselves. I'm telling you. And until we have leaders with vision and discipline, Nigeria needs overhauling. We should be talking about solutions. But the issue now is that most times we are just complaining, and nobody wants to take the bull by the horn. And we keep clapping for criminality. So that's how Nigeria will continue to be until leaders with vision will come. And the development that will take place in this country, it will come with some form of
Well, your line is bad. Your line is bad. We can't hear you clearly anymore.
Okay.
But I think you've made your
All
point. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Just a few reactions on YouTube again. Boniface Okezie says, "Precious, economic to the truth. What Nigerians are saying are the truth. I should stop bullying them. Hey, small me like this. I've not become a bully." Chioma Francisca Chioma says, "Thank God." Okay, yeah. Reacting to the story about Junior Pope being alive. Nigeria. Okay. Okay, I see you. Nkom Stephanie Etan. I see all your messages. I see your message. Madwagon Kimakona says, "Pretty Precious. One can understand your position. You're doing your job and also protecting your space. Nigeria is not making progress until Nigerians wake up and see beyond ethnicity and religion." I hope that we do. What God can do does not exist. That's from Jacinta Onora. Irene O says, "Junior Pope, one of my best actor. God, please heal him." Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Let's see if I can do just pick one or two messages, and then we'll go to a straight step down conversation. Good evening, Prayer. Your guests get it wrong to say the seller should add more money to buy his goods. Things don't work that way in Nigeria. Do you know how much is custom fee? If I'm from Okokomaiko says. All right. A simple CPR chest. Okay, you're talking about chest compression and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Yeah. Could help kick him back to life. If someone can do this. In fact, there's a video I saw of people fanning him and all. I hope that's not true, Sha. I hope that's acting, because major CPR code and then pressing out some water from his stomach and all that. So I think these are basic medics that people should learn, life-saving skills people should learn, right? All right, Lagos, let's go straight to our on a quick break. When we come back, we'll get straight to a step-down conversation. So we have a segment in this show where we'll call step-down conversation, where we just forget about the trouble of the world and just discuss very down-to-earth issues. So on our step-down today, lady went to the gym, and she says this particular lady, whenever she's in the gym, is a public space, that this lady will just go close to the vent of the gym to the vent of the AC, to stand, and the lady has body odor.
And to pollute the entire gym.
And she didn't know how to cope. So today she thought she should, advise the lady. And then it went south. So what is the best way to tell someone that it looks like your body is smelling? After the break, I'm coming. After the break, Lagos will be right back.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
You have body odor. I don't know if you used to use deodorant if you're going to the gym. Wait, guys, I'm at the gym right now, and this thing is annoying. This girl, anyway, let me go and confront her first. Before. Excuse me, please. And please, can you move from the AC? Like, you know that this is a public place, and the fact that you are standing here is blocking the AC, and nobody is, me that is here, everywhere is hot. So please, if you even want to do this thing, if you want to receive AC, you can stand far so that.
How am I blocking the AC? How am I blocking?
You are literally standing in front of the AC.
But the lady just leave here now. The lady was standing here receiving the AC.
Hey, she left now immediately because I signaled her. I told her to leave the place, that you're blocking the AC. But you will stand here for more than 10 minutes, 5 minutes blocking the AC. It's not fair now. The same bill where you pay to use the
Madam, please go and do your workout. Please don't stress me. Please.
I don't like this thing now. I don't want to report it to the management, because if I do now, they will say everybody is entitled. That's why I'm telling you politely.
But wait, how am I blocking this AC now?
You are standing in front of the AC.
How is my body blocking this? Madam, please don't provoke me this now. It's too early for this, please. It's too early for this. If you come here to work out, go and work out, please.
Auntie, okay, do you know the reason why I'm telling you to? You have body odor. Let me just tell you, you have body odor.
Are you telling me I have body odor?
Yes, you have. I'm not, bro. You have body odor. I don't know if you used to use deodorant if you're going to the gym.
Wait, are you?
Yes, I'm telling you, because the as you are standing.
You want me to report you now? Why did you come here and tell me that?
I was polite. The fact that you are standing in front of this AC is distributing your body odor. Everybody is inhaling.
So why are you coming here to complain?
I'm coming here because I cannot walk out. This is a public place now. This is a public place. You are standing. You know that you have body odor. You are standing in front.
I don't want to exchange word with you. You must be very.
Exactly. Go and I beg, move, please.
Come and move me out of here. Let me see. Come and move me out of here.
See, I was trying to be polite, but I can see you don't want. I don't understand. This girl, every time she will come for this. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm not, but I don't record you. I'm recording my face. I have every right to record video. Every time you come here, your body is this thing. Your body is smelling. You will now stand in front of distributing your body odor. Which kind this thing with this? I can't.
How much is my pay? You know how much I
wait till they smell a fish. You know, there is nothing like about pep. There is no fragrance around your body. You go just come stand in front of AC, they distribute your body odor. We tell you say we want to inhale your rubbish. If you know that you are working out, the gym is a public place, bro. If you want to, you can. You have body odor, you go they stand in front of the AC. And not if you know they bath, that's not my problem. But
don't provoke me. I'm telling you now, don't provoke me. Don't provoke me.
Stop pointing me. If I use this and what, I point.
All right, so Lagos, that's a step down conversation, right? In a situation like this, what's the best way you recommend that the lady would have told this lady about her situation? What's your recommendation? You're thinking about it. A professor is thinking about it.
It's pretty difficult to handle.
Really? But did this lady handle it wrongly from the beginning?
I think from the beginning she handled it very well.
So then how did it go? Because I think the other lady didn't take it well from the beginning.
No, yes. You see, she didn't mention the issue of body odor at the beginning.
Absolutely.
She said, look, You're standing in this place, you are affecting the distribution of the AC, which makes practical sense.
So you know what happens? The AC just passes through her to others.
Exactly, yes. So if she had taken that caution and said, oh, sorry, and then stepped back a little bit, the conversation would not have escalated. But when she insisted that she can stand there and somebody has stood there before, she was forced to say, look, there's something wrong with your body odor.
Was she wrong for saying that?
I don't think so. You have to say it as it is.
There's no kinder way to say it.
She tried to say it very kindly. She tried to be diplomatic about it. But when diplomacy didn't achieve the end, she had to be point blank.
Okay, so I was with a friend yesterday, and the friend said, I think he said there was some, I think it was still a gym and all that. He was the one who told the lady that, okay, I think it was a party. Then went to a party, and this lady walks in, and you know how people just come and greet. She was just hugging everyone. And he said if observed a very offensive odor with her, he had to call her aside and tell her,
yes,
that looks like what is coming out from you is really and that the lady has been grateful since then. But wouldn't she have felt very embarrassed that it was coming from a man? That's another angle. That's why I keep asking, what's the best way to tell a friend or to tell someone you don't know, especially that the person has an offensive smell?
Yes,
Lagos phone lines are open. Now, let me throw it to you. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. You can call the WhatsApp line 0700 903 903 903. The WhatsApp is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Casey. I'm calling from Oshodi.
Casey, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
I disagree with the professor there.
How?
She even as the voice is playing, and me myself, I'm getting very annoyed because for you to, if you notice somebody is having a body odor, you don't have to go to that person and say it that way. You call the person aside. Call the person one side. First of all, she started by leave the AC. Why would you ask her to leave the AC? You know what you came to tell her, and then you are asking her to leave the AC. Take her by this, sister. Excuse me, I want to tell you something, and then take her outside and kindly she will respect you.
Thank
she
you.
will be so thankful.
Thank you, but you realize the AC issues, because you know how you're on this AC that's standing and one just goes in front of it to stand. That means the entire air passes through you to the others. Oh dear. And what that means is that every vent that is on you distributes to others. So is it now so bad for her to also?
But you notice that we had only two voices in this conversation.
Just two of them. All right. Hello, good evening.
Yes, hello. Hello, Precious.
Yes, please, welcome. What's your name, sir?
Yes, my name is Shola. I called earlier. Can you hear me very well now?
I can hear you very well. Go ahead with the step down.
Now, this is a step down, yes.
Yes,
step
please.
down. I heard. I'm going to counter the first caller now. I want to point out something. It's very wrong, even in the first place. There are some things you do. Why should you go and stand in front of the AC? So my point now is that even if she had called that lady aside, you understand, to tell her, that lady, there's a high tendency that she would have even been rude to her. You get my point? Because there are some attitudes. That woman has attitude issues, and it's better that he gave it to her. She gave it to her.
Oh,
there are some truths that must be told. Yeah, the lady was, in the first place, there are some things we should not do. It's wrong. You are standing in front of the AC. It's not cultured. You understand? So I really go with that lady. She has done well. There's no better way.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. I like the years and the nays. Okay, now.
Somebody agreed with you.
Yes, someone agreed with you. Is 1-1. Okay, we're coming back.
No, I have to now. 2-1.
Okay, 2-1. Okay, no problem. This says, good evening, Precious. One name. How can someone have body odor and still be arrogant? If I'm the woman who they told publicly that I have body odor, I will melt like ice immediately. Exit the facility. Deliberate distribution of body odor is pure terrorism. Hello, Ebuka from Isolo. Hello, good evening to you. All right. Oh dear, I don't know what's wrong with network. I just keep having these dropped calls. Okay, and then this is he's a PC spokes lady. Well done, no. As usual, I avoid your message. Go and rest, my brother. Go and rest. You'll be all right. You go and rest, please. Good evening, precious Augustan. You both Babbage promotion. He says, it seems like you're not a political professor because you weren't sounding like one. Precious, please. Who would can Nigerians answer? Well, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we're on a step down conversation, so let's just get straight to it. This is telling someone that he or she has body odor in the public is an insult. Kenechuku, I think she walked up to her to tell her. Yes, good evening, welcome.
Good evening, Madam Precious, Jare.
Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Akuchinyere.
Oh, happy birthday to you, Akuchinyere. It's your birthday today, and I totally forgot to see. Thank you for calling. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
She's one of our very ardent listeners. Happy birthday to you.
I still have some few days coming.
It's not yet time. It's Tuesday. I hope you remind me. Go ahead.
On 16, that is 1 on 16.
All right. So go ahead then.
Yes. All right. So the topic. My dear auntie, there is a lady living in my compound. I tell her the truth of her body. Did you know that this old lady stopped to me until they back from this compound? Not that I even talk to her in public place. I talk to her, I bring her inside. Tell her, this your book. And the funny part of it is that she know the bath. Oh gosh, you don't bath, you used to fresh off water to bath. Then you decided to be coming close to people. Then I tell her, she pick offense. She starts talking. I think this lady tried. She tried at the first time. And you heard what this woman said. Did you know how much I'm using in my face? Money don't know what she did miss for her body. This is a war against body odor. Good night, ma.
Hey, wait, thank you. Oh, wow. Hey. All right, let me go back to those messages. This here says, Madam Precious, tell that Oga talking of VIUs, not that their job. Please tell him that the vehicles, I'm sorry. We've moved past this. Please blame the offensive odor on the heat. It may not have come from the lady in question. It's not the offensive odor that is responsible. It's not the lady that is responsible. It's the heat in her body that is responsible. We'll cut off that heat from her body. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, welcome. What's your name? Yes, welcome. Please help us turn up the volume of your radio set. And do you enjoy that whole back? Unfortunately, please, when you call us, try as much as you can to turn up the volume of your radio set so we don't have that whole back. And then this here says, body odor, bad attitude, only you. How could you stand in front of the AC? Are you in your house? I stopped talking to someone who I knew had a very dirty smell down there. Fine for nothing, hygiene -0. And a lot of ladies are like this. They smell so bad that they don't even realize it. The moment you start sweating, don't go near them for your mental health. A girl once visited me, and she had 3 different body spray. Why? When you are not an ambassador of body odor. You guys, be nice now. This is not how bad I expected it to go.
But you know something too, Precious.
Yes, please.
It is very, very unlikely that lady has a body odor issue and she doesn't know it.
No, I hear that most people who have it don't know.
Oh, really?
I want to believe so.
Somebody close would have told them.
Oh, Olua.
You know, somebody close would tell you and said, look, oh girl, you seem to have a body odor issue. What cream are you using? You know, what can you take? What can you drink? You know, usually close friends will tell you. And that's why we have this parable to say, you know, it is somebody who's close to you that will tell you that your mouth is smelling. And if nobody has told that lady, then, you know, there's an attitude issue that everybody around her is avoiding.
Okay, all right. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name, sir?
My name is Isaac.
Isaac, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes. Let me tell you. Most people that have body odor, they don't know about it. They don't know.
Mm-hmm. Really?
That is like when you have bad attitude. No. When you have bad character, except somebody tells you, if he's your friend, the best way to do it to go and buy body spray and roll on. Give it to him or her as a present.
As a peace offering.
As a gift. And then simply use this custom. And you tell him or her why, what that, prevents. If he or she is intelligent enough, they will understand why you gave it to them.
All right. Thank you.
Nigerians, they don't tell even their best friend that, look, you have this or that. They don't. They might be until that their friend is disgraced outside. Or when you speak, somebody will remove his face because your mouth is smelling. And you know your friend has this.
Thank you.
That is wrong in Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So this says APC woman leader. Now, well done. Use it from Ijeoma. Some of them with body odor don't really know they have it. This is why the lady in question didn't understand what the lady told her. My cousin's sister has body odor. I would jokingly tell her to go and bath. Let me breathe. I don't know why she quarrels with water. That's what he tells her jokingly. She's your cousin. You could tell her. Shouldn't he tell her his cousin?
Is she a cousin or cousin's friend?
She's his cousin.
Oh, okay.
All right. Oh, should we? His cousin, Abi, or cousin's friend? My cousin's sister. Yeah, cousin. Okay. All right. This here says, Precious, I think the other lady did well. She would tell her that as well. There's nothing wrong about it. Even now, Precious, permit me to say, you too, you're smelling, my brother. Okay. He says she did well. Some truth needs to be told. Do you even know some parents purposely allow their kids to smell by not using deodorants in order for men not to get close to their female daughters?
Really?
Is that a thing, Faulkner? Yeah. That's scary. Who would want to do that to their child? Okay. And this here says, Prince from Ilasa says, Precious, the way the woman started the conversation was wrong. Precious, she was working out, and when you are working out, the sweat that comes out from your body reacts with bacteria, and the sweat smells. But it was wrong of her to stand in front of the AC. Oh, really? Oh, really? All right, Lagos. Prof, let's have your parting shots before we wrap up.
Yes. Well, Nigeria can be better.
Amen.
We must continually engage our leaders. I belong to the school of thought that the elites are the problem of this country. It is not a northern problem, it's not a southern problem, it's not a problem of the West or the East. We need leaders who will put their foot down to enforce and give teeth to the rule of law. So long as we continue to encourage impunity, then we will continue to backslide and will not make reasonable progress forward. We have good laws in this country. We formulate good policies. We draft good regulations. And we also have technocrats who conceived great projects. You know, you look at projects like the Third Mainland Bridge, look at projects like this Calabar, Lagos,
coastal highway.
Road, and you look at the conception of a forthcoming Fourth Mainland Bridge, and you look at, we have great technocrats, people who have vision in this country. The only thing that is worrying us is our adherence to the rule of law.
All right, thank you so much. Lagos, that's the size of our package. Thank you. My name is Precious Enye. Definitely, I'll be with you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? With Barrister Darlington. Thank you so much. I'm sure that some people are tempted to ask, was he a good student when he was in school? Thank you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow, God willing. We've been with Professor Abugo. Abugo, did I pronounce it well?
Yes.
Professor Abugo is a professor of commercial law, and he's also a senior advocate of Nigeria. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for joining me. I'll be with you again tomorrow, God willing. My name is Precious Enyi. The show has been produced by Promise Enyi. Good night, Lagos. Please protect your mental health. I love you all, including the ones that call me APC woman leader. I love all of you, eh? Thank you. Good night.